All right, let's bring in our guest. His 20 total touchdowns, tied for the league lead this year for running backs, and also led the league in end zone air guitar solos from your Los Angeles Chargers running back Austin Ekeler's here. What's happening, Austin?
Oh, man, just enjoying my morning. Glad to be coming on the show. I'm excited for this one. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, this is your second appearance, so you're officially a friend of the show. There's no no getting out of it. I do want to know, now that football is canceled forever, what are you going to do with yourself?
Canceled forever?
No. Were you paid extra to tie against the Raiders? I don't know. There's a lot of allegations. What do you think of all this? This is nutty.
Just what's going on in football or what?
Yeah. Everything outside of the Super Bowl.
I mean, I really have no opinion on it. It is what it is. Stuff has to be worked through. There's always going to be shady stuff that's going on. If it's true, if it's not, I don't know. Time will tell. Well, time will tell what everyone's going to think anyway. Maybe not what's the truth. But we'll kind of see how this stuff settles out, and hopefully it's for the better.
Absolutely.
Right, so 30. Listen, let's dispense with any jive. You won the sartorial jackpot when you got to wear the powder blue and that nice white hat with the lightning bolt. You've seen the Commanders' new getups. First of all, the name. Second of all, the uniforms. Now you have a new gold standard or brown standard for, like, at least we don't have to be called that and wear that uniform.
I didn't even know they were. So that's Washington's new name?
The Commanders.
Oh, the Commanders. Hey, I'm going to say it's better than Washington football team. It's something. It's sure. It's not. I mean, it's sure. It is what it is. It's not great, but look, this is the first time I've heard of it. But it's better than the football team. Like, I wonder how they break it down over there. Because usually they break it down on, like, Chargers. They break it down on football, or team, like, come on.
Commanders.
So you probably weren't given extra money to try to tie the last game of the season. But I do have a question, because Staley's a new age coach, right? At the beginning of the season, all he's talking about is going for it on fourth down. Everybody's like, this guy's a lunatic. He keeps going on his own 19. What's he doing? Mm-hmm. At that last drive, you convert like 500 billion fourth downs to tie the game. Justin Herbert is playing like, I don't know, Madden doesn't even do it justice. Did you guys think about going for 2 at the end of regulation and trying to win the game there instead of going to overtime?
Man, I'd never, ever heard any talk about that. So I'd probably say no. We went for 2 and got it, like the drive before our last one. And that one was a little bit like, I don't know. So it might have been a conversation that, Coach Staley had with Joe Lombardi about, hey, do you have a play that you really like? And if we didn't have one, then it's probably, all right, just kick it off and we'll see what happens in overtime.
I'm sorry. No, people talk of Bills, Chiefs. That was the game of the year. I still think Raiders, Chargers. That was phenomenal. And Martin, I don't know if you're going to ask about this, but at this point in overtime, did you think, like, all right, they're playing for a tie, we're playing for a tie, we're cool, right? And then what were your thoughts when the field goal kicker comes out?
Man, I mean, it was a divisional game, and they're on the 30-yard line, so I was like, man, they're going to kick this for sure. Like, there's no doubt in my mind they're going to kick it. Especially with the kicker that they had. There's what's the risk here? But it was funny because that was the exact scenario that I talked to one of my buddies. He's a long snapper over there about, like, if there was any way we could tie, it was that scenario right there. I was like, the only way we can really tie is if it goes into overtime, no one scores, and it's like coming down to the last seconds and someone doesn't want to, like, risk like getting a field goal blocked or something and taking it back all the way for, like, points, and they lose the game on that. And so it literally came down to that. But instead of not kicking and taking a knee, they decided to put it through the uprights and sent us home.
No, what I was going to ask, though, is with Staley in the way that he's been coaching, right? And you see all the criticism that he gets, or something, the praise that he gets as well from different communities. Is there times when you're, like, going out there, he's like, are we really about to go for this fourth down? We're not going to kick the ball, or, like, are we really going to punt the ball? Do you ever? I'm not question. Because you've been playing football your whole life, and I can't imagine you've ever played for a coach as aggressive. Are there any moments where you're like, all right, full send, let's do it?
Right. Yeah, I mean, as a player, I have to, execute whatever's called upon us. But there's definitely some times it's like, man, like, we're actually going for this. So, all right, hey, let's go, boys. Like, buckle up. We got to get this. This is do or die. yeah, when you have a coach that is like, hey, we're going for it and super aggressive, he's gonna live and die by that, right? It's gonna be like, okay, if you're doing well, everyone's loving it, But if you're on the flip side, you're losing games because of it. Now everyone's like, what are you doing? But the thing is, we have Justin Herbert. We have a lot of great players, so that's why he has the confidence to be aggressive. If we didn't have the players to do it, we wouldn't do it. So that's how he justifies it, and I definitely can get behind that.
What do you have? The season was really wild. If you go kind of game by game, the Browns game, the Pittsburgh game, the Raiders game, so on and so forth. Are you? I guess my question is, and I guess it's a number of different directions I can go here. Were you able to watch? Were you able to stomach watching the playoffs, being that close to getting in and seeing how close all these games play out? And the Raiders almost beat the Bengals, and the Niners almost went to the Super Bowl, and you guys had to sit there and watch the whole thing? Or did you? Did you say, I'm going to find out what's on HBO today instead of watching this dumb football?
No, I've been tuning in every once in a while. I haven't been watching the whole games, but yeah, these games have been insane. There's all these allegations. This is rigged, like it's too close. But I don't know. It just comes down to all these teams having a lot of talent, or even talent anyway, and people being able to make plays. I think if we were in it, we'd be right there in the mix of all that stuff. Obviously, like our last game with the Raiders, it was kind of that was like a playoff atmosphere for us, right? It was do or die. And you saw how we battled back. And I just think it shows that, like, yeah, when your back's against the wall, for whatever reason, it brings a little bit more out of you, and you come back and you make the plays, and you're on your cue, on your details, and able to get it back. So that's how I'm watching these. I'm like, man, like think about like my last game. Like these people are in that game right now. Like this is their everything on the line. You got to make it happen. So I think that's why these games have been so close, because it's like it's super intense. And now I'm thinking for next year, I'm like, man, how do I like replicate this feeling throughout my team? So it's like we play like this all the time. Like it's not like this is regular season game, let's go out. Like no, let's play like this is like the Raiders game. We got to win or we're going home, because then we're gonna blow everyone out if we can do that.
As far as that goes, so are you nervous? Are you excited? Are you in the huddle with Herbert? I mean, it's already kind of been lost a little bit, the history, because of the great postseason already. But Herbert and the offense converting all those fourth and longs over and over to stay in the game that they should have put you away in. When that's going on, do you guys like, I can't believe you're doing this, Justin? Like, what the hell? Well, how are we doing? Like, what's the emotion? Are you nervous?
I mean, there's definitely some nerves, but it's not necessarily like overwhelming. It's just like, hey, like this is it. Like, come on, like you got to make sure I execute my job to the fullest of capability so that we can actually convert. It's at all levels, right? And then Justin was doing the same thing. It wasn't always pretty. He's getting hurt. He's getting hit, throwing it. He's on the ground. Yeah. He's all over the place, but he's getting it done. And it was just like, give you a lot of confidence. You're like, man, like with this guy, we can go all the way. Like it makes me want to play more. I'm like, man, I want to play next to this guy for as long as I can. And so, we were able to get it done that time. Right. And it doesn't always happen like that, but that time it did. And it happens more than not with him. And so I think that's something that's super exciting for our organization. And like I said, you're a little nervous. Like I'm still human. I'm out there like, hey, this is it. Like I have to execute right here. And so does everyone else on our side, or we're going home. But it's something you just play through, right? You play through the nerves. I played through the nerves for as long as I've been playing. So it's a feeling I actually like. I like a little bit of pressure, like a little push, even like during the off season. If I feel like I'm just kind of sitting around doing nothing, I'm like, nah, give me some projects to work on.
Mm-hmm. One thing that would drive me nuts, and actually does drive me nuts, I don't know how you pros handle this, but you beat the Bengals 41-22 in the regular season. Now you're looking up like, oh my God, they're in the Super Bowl. How like, I watch my kid's 8-year-old Little League games. Like, oh, how did we lose to Team B when B lost to C, but we crushed C? Like, what? How is this? Like, I do that over and over and over. How do you justify it in your head? And also, what would your scouting report be on the Bengals for the Rams? I mean, 41-22 is a substantial win.
That's what the spread is?
No, that's the score you won, right? Didn't you beat the Bengals?
Oh, no, you're okay. Yeah. I thought you were saying, okay. Yeah. I mean, you could even go to our game against the Ravens and we scored 7 points and they had like 40.
Yeah.
We got destroyed, so there's games that every once in a while you just get beat. Like for whatever reason, you didn't come out, didn't have the right game plan, and it just was not your day, and the other team did, and they come out and smoke you. So, I mean, we've had games like you said, like the Bengals, like we pretty much handled them in their home stadium. And so it was like, it's like, you got to find the balance, right? You have some ups and downs. You got to continue just to, try to eliminate those as much as you can. But yeah, I'm not like, we beat them, we should be in the Super Bowl. Like that's not how the NFL works. The NFL is a week by week operation. And you can see that from people that were supposed to beat other people, right? It's not just come out and you have better players and a better record and you're going to win. You got to show up and actually play. I think, the Colts, can, tell us all about that. In their last game, man, brutal. Brutal. But yeah, and so going into this game, it's going to come down to turnovers. It's going to come down to turnovers. That's how we jumped up on them. And I feel like whoever takes care of the ball, because look, this is a Super Bowl. Like this is it for everything. Everyone's bringing their A game out. Everyone's going to be on top of it. But whoever it always comes down to this, whoever makes the least amount of mistakes, because I feel like whoever has the ball is going to be able to capitalize. And if you slip up, whoever slips up and turns the ball over, it's a fumble, tip, pass, interception, I think they're going to lose the game. I think it's going to come down to turnover category. That would be my prediction. As far as the Bengals, they're going to have to figure out how to stop this front too, the defensive front, because those guys are bringing it. And I know the Bengals had some injuries at O-line and have some guys that are struggling. And so Joe's going to have to get his running legs on because he's going to have some pressure. But he kind of showed that he could do that. Like he can move when he needs to. And he's definitely going to take care of the ball. But it's going to be an exciting one. It's going to be good for sure.
So you said you've been watching the playoff game. So if that's true, then there's no way that you've missed your Paramount Plus commercial. They run it all the time. So I'm just curious, and I know you play video games. You have a very impressive setup right there. How unnecessary is a new Halo movie? Or a Halo movie in general?
Look, they're trying to create a community around it. They have already got like a cult following, and they're trying to add more content to it. Like, here you go. Like, we're going to make a movie for you. Like, I think it's brilliant. That's a great idea. Great idea.
So,
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I'm about to say, are you a Halo guy? I know you play Fortnite, but is it Halo 2 as well? Or
I don't play Fortnite. I play League of Legends. That's my game. Fault. Yeah, you're good. No, League.
Come on,
I've been playing that for like 7 years now. I mean, I'll mess around with some Fortnite every once in a while, and some Call of Duty, but League of Legends is my go-to.
All right. Think about, first of all, a big philosophical debate I have is rooting for your conference. If you're a college football team or an alum of a college, rooting for the whole conference. Are you happy to see the Chiefs lose? I assume the answer to that is yes. And are you sad that the Rams, who you share that stadium with, are in the Super Bowl? How say? Because I had Chargers Rams in the Super Bowl against each other.
Wow.
So
who do you root for? Your conference or your stadium roommates? This is a tough one.
Not the stadium roommates, man. I was like, man, there's only one thing that I really don't want to happen is the Rams get there, just because now the fan base in LA is going to be like, oh yeah, Rams. Like, who's the other team again? I'm like, no. So we're gonna have to show up and show out. A little bit more now because, our counterpart is in the Super Bowl, which is going to bring a lot of fans to there.
That makes sense. Yeah, By the way, how frustrating is the crowd at SoFi when it's with filled with the opposing fan? What could we do? I want to help. Should we split season tickets with you or something? I don't. It's not fair to you guys already.
It's something that I've been dealing with. It was even worse before we got to SoFi. Even at least SoFi, brings people in just to see the venue a little bit more. And it hasn't been as one-sided as it has been in the past. Definitely some games, like the Raider game, it was all black. But I mean, I always say this, like, to me, like, I just love the energy. Like, my favorite sound is actually coming out and getting booed like that. For whatever reason, that just gets me fired up. Just imagine 50,000 people booing you as you're running out. I'm just like, yeah, I'm up. Like, I'm coming out against all y'all. And so, I mean, yeah, I would love to have Charger fans, but as long as there's people there, like, especially compared to last year when there was 0 people, I need the energy. Like, give me something. I don't know.
Well, I think either way, you should still threaten the fans. Say, hey, you don't show up, we're going back to the soccer stadium. And then if that doesn't work, we'll play at a pickleball court or something. No, The ultimatums don't work. That's too bad.
I don't think we have the leverage there yet.
I will say you helped me win a fantasy football title. I won 3 fantasy titles this week.
I don't want to
this
talk
year.
about this.
We have to. But you specifically helped me win my childhood friends league where for 30 years I've been in this league. I had a decision to make in the Super Bowl game. Week 17 was our Super Bowl. You or Damian Harris. I chose you.
Was I out that week?
No. You were in week 17. You outscored him 17-16. So I want to thank you for that.
Okay.
I want to thank you by
week 17
donating. Yes, week 17 was the fantasy Super Bowl, right? Yeah.
Who was?
I don't remember who was the game before the Raiders. I don't know. But anyway, 17. Was it the Broncos? Was that it?
I
That
so.
Makes sense. Were you in Denver?
Yeah.
I think that's what.
No, we were at home.
Anyway, I'm trying to give you money for a charity. Where can I donate?
Yes. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Let's go.
Give us a charity. Well, either on or off the air. I don't care if you have.
It's at austinekeler.com.
Austinekeler.com?
Simple and easy.
Okay.
Boom.
And that doesn't go to
let him get a big head because you know what? I gave money too. I gave money to attend the football game to watch my team play, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they pulled off a wonderful, nice story, a big fourth quarter rally. I brought my little 12-year-old Jean-Claude Van Damme there. He was for the rest of his life going to be able to say it. Roethlisberger's last year, I was there to to watch him pull off one of the great rallies in pro football history, and then you have to run it into the end zone over and over again. Shame the devil and shame on you, Austin Ekeler, and I want an apology.
Man.
Do you have 4 touchdowns that day?
That's right.
4, man. Ooh,
Wow.
prime time games, man. I think I had like 6 touchdowns in prime time games.
That's it.
Not cool. Not cool.
That's great. All right. Well, I'll be donating.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
It doesn't go to your Halo fund, does it? This goes to legitimate.
It definitely goes to helping community just implement resources. We've donated washers and dryers to schools that have a high, homeless population. The students, these people are like their parents live in like the cars or assisted living. So they can be able to do their laundry at the school now. We built a gym for a school that needed an upgrade of the facilities. We've donated bags, like Adidas bags, to the homeless shelter on Skid Row. So we're just helping people with actual things that they can use to help better their lives. So it would definitely go to a good place.
Right. Yeah, that sounds more important than fantasy football. So yeah, I will follow through.
Just giving everyone a chance at life, right?
You
seem
like a big energy guy. Like you're big, like you talk about the energy from the fans. Like I just feel like you're probably the type of guy is like try to give out good energy in like the environments that you're in. And I saw that video you posted on Twitter a couple of days ago talking about like it's Monday. If you're not grinding, it's all right. Get up and get to it. So how are you able to do all of that and still be cool? And how has Russell Wilson ever like reached out for pointers? Because like he does that and he goes viral and is made fun of forever. But you post and it just seems heartfelt and people are like, yeah, let's go do this.
Man, I think I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe it's my personality, but I do know one thing is that I've learned over the years of just being in the NFL and actually going through COVID years. Like I feel like we're all trying to move forward to this, whatever our fulfillment is in life, right? We're all trying to push forward. And that's really been my goal, is to try to help people do that. That's why I started my foundation, because I've had so much help along with my journey from where I came from in a little farm town in Colorado to now trying to, continue to, find my fulfillment and push towards it. I'm just like so thankful. I'm like so thankful that I'm like, how can I help other people try to do this as well? So that's why I really have like no toxicity, like no negative, like I'm always like positive. I'm trying to pull people along. And it comes down to just really helping people progress, right? We have this timeline that we're on Earth. And that's like, how can I pull people along to say they had a great life too, or at least feed off some type of energy, because that's what it comes down to. It comes down to people helping people. And that's what I want to do. And that's where I think I find my fulfillment in life, is helping other people find theirs.
No toxicity. If that's your philosophy, then surely you think it's great news that for the people of Colorado that soon Aaron Rodgers will be under center and the AFC West will be even more competitive, right?
For God's sakes.
Bring it on, baby. Let's go. Bring it on. We need that. We need that just top tier football over here in the AFC, man. Like it's going to be every week we play. It's going to be, all right, this could be the game of the week, right? I need more primetime games. So I'm looking forward to it.
That's what it's going to be.
If he does.
Maybe they add a fifth team for the AFC West. It's not loaded enough. Like an Albuquerque and Deshaun Watson could be the quarterback. There's not enough competition in there. It's crazy. Give us a winner, Austin. What's the final score?
Oh, sheesh, man. I have no idea. I mean,
I know you have no idea. None of us really know, but
I have never even thought about it in depth enough to actually formulate an opinion.
Good. That's really? You know what I think? I think that should be the answer. Why would I care? Why? I'm not in it. I don't care. Talk to me about movies or otherwise. I don't want to hear about a Super Bowl that doesn't include me. Right?
Like, sure, if the Rams win it, like, great. Is either team better? I don't know. It depends on who shows up that day. Like I said, like, you've seen the games. Our game against Cincinnati, we blew them out. We got blown out against Baltimore. Like, man, it's like rolling the dice right here. So
I think so. You're clearly rooting for the Bengals, and you should be. You whipped them. You could go all off season, say we whipped this team, and you don't have to worry about that little brother, big brother thing with the Rams and so.
All right. There we go.
There you go. See, that's easy enough. Austin Ekeler, AustinEkeler.com, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, do it. Hit it up. It's for a good cause. Thank you for coming on. We appreciate it. Good luck.
Appreciate you, boys.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks, man.
Bye.